Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Muhammad Nashwan and I am from class 9.5. My absent number is 23, and in today's video I will be talking about the digestive system and the processes that happens while digesting food in the human body. Now, first of all, I would like to say that it is quite hard to explain the digestive process of the human body by just telling you using words. So I've actually made an illustration to help myself and you to understand how the digestive process works. This is the illustration that I have made and the illustration that I will be using to help explain and show the organs that gets involved in the digestive process of a human being. And with that said, let's get to the first organ that is involved in the digestive process of a human being, that being the mouth. Okay, so in this illustration, we can see that the first organ that gets involved in the digestive process is the mouth. We start off with the mouth when the food enters our mouth and we chew it. We chew the food to break it down into small pieces. This is also helped by the saliva that gets created inside of the mouth. The saliva can help to make the food inside become wet and become softer, so it is easier to swallow and digest. And after the food gets chewed down by the mouth, it gets swallowed and travels through the throat and then into the stomach. So after the mouth has chewed the food, it gets swallowed into the throat, the esophagus, where it gets squeezed into the stomach. Now the stomach is where your food gets broken down even further and gets turned into chyme. So after the food gets turned into chyme in the stomach, it goes into the small intestine, specifically the duodenum part of the small intestine. Now, in the small intestine, specifically the duodenum part, the liver part, this part, it creates a substance called bile, a chemical, and it transfer it to the gallbladder, in which the gallbladder would then put the bile into the duodenum, where it would break down the chyme into even further molecules so that it could be absorbed into the body. After that, it travels through the small intestine into the jejunum and into the ileum. So after the fatty acids, amino acids, and glucose have been absorbed inside the small intestines to use for energy for the body, what's left is the waste, and so the waste goes into the large intestine. Now all the waste that didn't get absorbed by the body, like the water, the fibers, and all the other stuff, ends up in the large intestine at the start, where the water gets absorbed by the large intestines, but the fibers and all the other solid waste doesn't. So where does it go? It travels through the large intestine and then into the rectum, where it gets stored until it gets excreted at some point. And that was the human digestive system. And I think that's all from me. Thank you all for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are left with the waste, and so the waste goes into the large liver. Intestine kudu liver. Kap.